Now back to the renewables backlash in our regions, and in the Victorian Mallee today, locals gathered in two towns to discuss projects planned in their area, including the VNI West, the Victoria and New South Wales interconnector, designed to share power between the states and link up multiple renewable energy projects. But the Transmission Victoria company and the energy market operator pulled out of today's meetings. For the jilted locals, it was just another blow in what's been an emotional struggle.
It's a toxic environment. We've just been here for 62 years. Well, how many generations? Fifth generation. And for this to happen is just appalling.
It's destroyed families. It's making it hard on, not going to keep me teary here, but yeah, that makes it hard on the family.
Yeah, it's tough stuff for these communities. I caught up with the local federal MP, Anne Webster, to discuss what transpired in what was another testing day.
Absolutely, Chris. Great to talk with you. Yeah, TCV and the Energy Commissioner himself and AEMO were all supposed to be here to hear from my communities about how the VNI West consultation has been going or not going, as the case may be, about the renewable projects that are just spreading across my electorate and the concerns that they have. Mental health was raised, communities being divided against communities, neighbour against neighbour, even husband against wife. It's hard to actually explain the kind of devastation that this whole process has been reaping in these communities.
Now, is this all about the interconnector, the transmission line between New South Wales and Victoria, or does it also include renewable energy projects linking into that?
Well, it includes all of it. I mean, there are some who, this is why it's divisive in communities, because there are some farmers who are taking the wind turbines and the money that's being offered. These projects all have to link in somewhere. The VNI West is perceived to be, the logical route. I would absolutely debate that. I know your stand on nuclear and the other options that should be on the table that are not on the table, that meanwhile are turning my communities upside down. VNI West is supposed to travel 400 kilometres up and down Mallee to link these renewable projects with the power to head to New South Wales and to, obviously, through Victoria. So the devastation is really palpable.
And as you know, this is the sort of devastation, the sort of emotional trauma, the sort of difficulty and controversy that's facing transmission and renewable energy projects all around the country, from the north coast of Queensland down into the southern coast of Victoria and South Australia. You would have been aware of the news yesterday to drastically reduce the amount of area for offshore wind just off Warrnambool in Victoria. But even that, of course, is still concerning many people in Victoria. Do you think the federal government and AEMO and the energy companies have any idea about the amount of local resistance they're going to get with the hundreds of renewables projects to come?
Look, I think that the fact that VNI West or Transgrid, people who are, the proponents here, the fact that they wanted to bring security to two country towns is just quite extraordinary. So they know that there is a lot of ill feeling amongst the community. By no means does that mean or justify their demand for security. And I just said, no, it's not. I'm not having security in these country meetings. People are respectful. They want to talk about the issues. Yes, I'm aware of the offshore wind projects, nosediving. And I also have, as you probably do, Chris, the Victorian government report that in 2022 that said if offshore wind does not go ahead, then we are coming for 70% of Victorian agricultural land. they have no idea what they're talking about. And one of the questions that I asked people one after another today was, what would you want to say to your urban counterparts, your cousins in the city who actually don't understand what's going on here? So many of them said if they want to eat, if they, care about putting clothes on their back, they need to look after regional communities. They don't connect the dots.
Yeah, well said, and thanks for joining us. This is a battlefront that really is tearing regional Australia apart at the moment, and it's only just begun. We'll stay on it.